It's time for us to turn our attention to legal matters. This is part of our commitment to putting Southeast Texas first when we get to Ask the Judge and get answers to some of your questions. We are joined by Judge Courtney Arkeen from the 128th District Court. She's there in Orange County. Judge, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Jordan?
Doing well. Middle of the week, still hot, but hey, there's no hurricanes. Let's get right to it with some questions.
Great.
This first one's from Dina, who says, I have a neighbor that lives right next door. They have brought in several loads of dirt and packed it next to my fence on the property line. It's now causing water to stand in our yard days after a rain. Can they do this, and can they affect our property? She goes on to say, what are our rights? What can we do to stop her from flooding us out?
Well, let's start with what you can do. First thing I would do is approach your neighbor. You've got to live next to this person for years to come, and certainly I would appreciate it if someone came and talked with me first. I would document everything as the next choice. File a complaint with maybe local government. Sometimes your local governments will have certain ordinances that prevent you from flooding your neighbors, so you can start there. Last resort would be to pursue legal action, possibly in a JP court. But like I said, you've got to live next to this person. So the best way to handle that, approach them and see if you can work out a solution amongst yourselves.
Is there any rule of thought that they should be applying, like, hey, you can't change your yard and modify your drainage knowing it's going to impact mine? I mean, is there any general principle that would hold up there for her to know about?
Yes, there is. The Texas Water Code provides that you cannot divert or impound natural surface water in a way that damages another person's property. So there is a law on the books. You can't change natural water.
All right, this is a child custody question. A viewer says, I've been paying child support on time every month for years. Unfortunately, lost my job unexpectedly, and now I don't know how I'm going to keep making these payments. So do I have a right to stop until I find another job, or do I need to go back to court?
No, you need to go back to court and file what's called a motion to modify child support. You need to get that number changed, because if not, the old order still remains in effect and you will be showing that you are behind or in arrearage.
Okay. Pretty simple process there. We have about a minute left for the last question. Those of us who have been watching 12 News lately, there's a story that's dominated the headlines this week. The guy that climbed the radio tower at the campus Lamar State College, Port Arthur. He was up there for more than 40 hours, 10 stories or so off the ground. He is down now, but we're curious your thoughts on what charges he could face for something like this.
Well, I saw the story and I was actually curious myself. I learned something today. There is actually a penal code 30.05 that actually, a subsection actually pertains to a radio transmission tower. So some things he could face would be possibly criminal trespass because it was on a college campus or a private property, for instance. Disorderly conduct. I'm not sure what all he did while he was up there. If there was any damage to the property, they could also charge him with that. If there was interference with any emergency calls, just by his simple presence, if it blocked some of the transmission from that radio tower. And there could also be felony charges if he had been convicted of this before and could possibly be ordered to reimburse for the emergency services that were required to get him down. So there's a lot on the books that could pertain to this.
We'll have to pause it there, but it sounds like police certainly have their hands full as they kind of chart the next course. We hope he is okay. We understand he was taken to a hospital. Judge, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Folks, if you've got questions for the judge, there's the place to go, 12newsnow.com/askthejudge.